face. His perseverance for life, never-ending sense of humor, and undying loyalty to the New York Mets were all attributes he displayed on a regular basis. He enjoyed life to the fullest, loved making new friends, establishing new acronyms as trends, fishing, ice fishing, playing horseshoes, but above all, he loved and cherished his family. My dad's passing significantly rocked the community, as evidenced by the amount of visitors he had at the wake yesterday, and the presence of family and friends at his services today. Our family has received an abundance of support, and we are truly grateful to have such wonderful friends and family as we navigate this incredibly sad time. For those of you who don't know, my dad had a rare cancer called myelodysplastic syndrome. It is a cancer of the bone marrow, which can cause low production of platelets and red blood cells, and is considered a precursor to acute myeloid leukemia. The last few weeks have been devastatingly overwhelming and emotional, to say the least, but hearing stories from friends and family has been healing to know how incredibly loved my dad was by so many people. He will be sorely missed, but the impact he had on so many lives will never be forgotten. My dad was a kind soul. He knew what it was like to endure struggles and would be the first to give his shirt off his back to anyone who needed it. He genuinely cared about people and their well-being. After losing his father at a young age, he joined the U.S. Air Force at the age of 18, and he made it a point to take care of his mom by sending her a little extra out of his paycheck each week. My dad strived for the best life for his kids, ensuring ours were filled with riches of joy and laughter. And he was also very involved in keeping us entertained, from playing a game called Post Office, where he would roll us up in blankets after bath time and rock us around, pretending we were on a plane to go see Grandma Jan. We had a lot of turbulence, guys. To coaching the girls' basketball team at school and coaching the boys' little league team, and surrounding us with strategically themed movie nights when Mom was on business trips. These themes often included Chris Farley, Bruce Willis, and John Candy. In winter, he would take us sledding at the Watertown Golf Course. We had a toboggan, and we would venture up this huge hill, and at the top, he would make sure that we were all strapped in, arms and legs wrapped around the person in front, and my dad always sat in the back and steered, his legs wrapped around us all. We'd go as fast as we could and as far as we could. The ride felt like it was only 10 seconds, and then we went the speed of light. And then we'd make what seemed like a 5-mile trek back up the hill and do it all over again. We'd be at this for hours. Some of our best memories are from our family reunions with my dad's brothers and their families in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We would rent a house for a week, and it was full of laughter, connection, love, and talent shows. We would mark our beach access point with a kite, and my dad would ensure the kite was flying at all hours, and he once went out at 2 a.m. because he couldn't see it blowing around. So special to him that words cannot even express the feelings of joy that he had spending time with them. Our family dynamic was truly unique. The last couple of years have been particularly hard for our family, but my dad never let his cancer get the best of him. His jolly laugh dominated the room as we would have game nights playing cards or board games with Tyler and Emmy. He'd make it a point to go to all of Tyler's baseball games, and he'd even made it to his niece Sarah's basketball state championship game at Reagan Sun. Perhaps the most notable during this time was the insurmountable support that my dad received from my mom. My mom was always by my dad's side, day in and day out, driving him to his appointments, rehabilitating him after his treatments, and ensuring him that he was comfortable at home, laughing when it was time to laugh and crying when it was time to cry. My parents had a loving marriage for 34 years, and this journey only made their bond stronger, and their marriage is truly one to emulate. My dad's final days were nothing less than beautiful. He had 4 days in the hospital when he went down memory lane with friends and family. His brothers flew and drove from all over the country, and my dad rallied to have one last hurrah. Revisiting memories of betting on horse racing, and jovially admitting that he may have had a little bit of a betting problem. Times when he and his brothers would play football when they were kids, and times he shared with friends. At one point, he had everyone on the edge of their seats telling a story about an eel. His most memorable trait during this time was his sense of humor. He would do anything for a smile and a laugh, frequently making jokes and creating roars of laughter in the room. With that, I'd like to let my dad have Some final words, as mine can only make a dent in describing the kind of man that he was. During his final days, he made a speech that embodies his values of life and love. And he said, "Life is about love, the love that you have in your heart that you can give out, and the life that you have in your heart that you can take in. The more that you can do that, the better off you're going to be in the end. Because when the good Lord comes down and he sees what you've done, he's going to ask you, what did you do with all the love that you had in your heart? And he's not going to be happy if you didn't do anything good with it. So remember, it's never too late to get your mind wrapped around the most positive things in life. It can be for your mother, your father, your spouse, or anything of that nature." I'd also like to share a poem by Dr. Pepper that one of my dad's friends posted to his obituary. And this is how I like to think of him. "I've finished life's chores assigned to me, so put me on a boat headed out to sea. Please send along my fishing pole, for I've been invited to the fishing hole, where every day is a day to fish, to fill your heart with every wish. Don't worry or feel sad for me, I'm fishing with the master of the sea. We will miss each other for a while, but you will come and bring your smile. That won't be long, you will see, till we're together, you and me. To all of those that think of me, be happy as I go out to sea. If others wonder why I'm missing, just tell them I'm not fishing." As my dad would say, keep the faith.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Who can say for certain? Maybe you're still here. I feel you all around me, your memory so clear. Deep in the stillness, I can hear you speak. You're still an inspiration. Can it be that you are mine forever, love? And you are watching over me from up above. Fly me up to where you are, beyond the distant star. I wish upon tonight to see you smile, if only for a while, to know you're there.